The countdown to Qatar continues with the second day of winter testing underway in Malaysia. And it's Andrea Dovizioso and Danilo Petrucci working closely together, working in tandem to put Ducati back on top after Marc Marquez started yesterday's action on the top of the timesheets. New parts galore being tested by all 6 manufacturers over in Malaysia. A new seat unit today being run by world champion Marc Marquez with Suzuki and Ducati also testing new components over in Sepang. And what a return to the track for the MotoGP riders in Malaysia. The top 19 riders on the second day covered by just 1 second. If that does not wet your...
Hello everyone, you're not wrong, it's sweltering. I'd estimate now it's around 40, it like feels, and track temperature around 50. And I think that's why everyone came out, you know, as an old rider, you know that when the track temperature gets to this sort of temperature, you can't go really fast. I mean, as in that last second, you can't get it, even half second, somewhere in there. So they came out of the gate this morning, everyone, and posted some impressive times, you know, and it was pretty much everyone on a bit of a time attack, and that's what you're seeing on your screen now. Everyone's so close and very fast, but since then, they've gone back into testing mode. And like you said, the Ducatis look really good. I was out on track doing the Facebook Live show, or whatever you call it, with Hervé Poncharal right when they were doing that test. Tardozzi was out there really near us watching, and it honestly put hairs on my arms standing up, watching the battling away. The first, they did 20-lap run, and the first 10, Dovi led, and then the idea was the second 10, Petrucci led. And I spoke to Paolo Ciabatti after that run, and he said they were really happy on the very last lap with Petrucci in front. He managed a 2 flat 0.4, which is really fast after 20 laps with close to 50 degree track temperature. So I think they've got to be happy.
Hi Simon, I've got a question about Yamaha. When you think about their management, they've certainly been making the right noises regarding their approach to 2019. What
time attack, I'd call it, when everyone was out there pushing hard before the temperatures got too high. To do that sort of lap time, like match basically anyone with that time off the bike, is super impressive. He's got to be really happy with that. He's not up to, he's nowhere near 100% physically. I just ducked over to the team before coming live here with you to ask how he is, and they said he can't keep the runs very long. He's got to do shorter runs because how he is physically, but also they said he's not, like, his whole body has been off the bike so long, he's aching all over from yesterday. And so you know, to do what he's done is really impressive, and I would say it points toward HRC really doing the job of bringing a good bike this year, because both riders are fast. Even, you know, Cal's that fast, not being 100%, and Marc. Let's move over to Marc. I got to interview him at 4 o'clock this afternoon, which is only an hour and a half ago when he stopped. And my impression of Marc was, good old Marc, it was 2:30, which is around race time where it will be, and he was the only one on track. You know, it was only a 6-lap run around there that I counted, but it made me think, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people think, Marc's out there when we're all having lunch at race time. That's what it takes to be world champion, you know, get out there and do the work in the heat. Fastest, and he couldn't even walk without crutches. It was super impressive. He's continued that theme here. Now, I've had a good tour of their garage, the Real Aventia bikes, and they're unrecognizable if you know what you're looking at from last year. You know, they've gone from a 2016 on Carroll's side of the garage, you know, GP16 and a GP17 for Tito last year, and they've moved up to both GP18s, late GP18s. They're beautiful bikes they've got right now. They've Dovi finished the year last year with almost, and I say almost because we haven't got time to go into detail, but those bikes are beautiful, and Tito is making the most of it. And I'm going to make, a little bit later in the show, I'm going to make a point of asking Tito what the differences are. You know, so I think it's a combination of his incredible determination and being able to switch off from that injury, lack of time on the bike, and go. He's riding really well, but also big step in machinery for him. Happy with what the Yamaha engineers have progressed with so far?
Still not. Still we need to keep working because as the Honda shown, they are very fast and constant. So still there is room to improve. I think it's very important if we want to battle on this championship, we have to improve the bike. Sure.
Is there anything you can tell us on what direction you would like them to go?
Well, especially I would like to improve the acceleration and also a little bit the braking area where we struggled last year. So I'm very focused on that.
Thank you, Maverick.
Maverick was very, very consistent indeed. He actually posted more laps in the 1 minute 59s and the 2 minutes than anyone else. I think he had 20 laps there, and the person with the next highest number was his teammate Valentino Rossi. So both guys seem a little bit cautious. We saw there with Simon. Maverick certainly felt there was still a lot of work to do. But in general, they seemed pretty consistent. And I think, look, both guys know that a fully fit Marquez here and a fully fit Lorenzo might be a bit of a different picture. But still, early signs are pretty good. And if Yamaha can keep going in this direction, I think positive season lies ahead for them.
Yeah, a little bit later on when Maverick spoke to some of the written media assembled in Malaysia, he did say things like the engine is still too aggressive and we're still stressing the rear tyre too much, and engine braking is not allowing him to attack the corners with his aggressive riding style like he wants to. So yeah, although on paper it looks like Maverick Vinales had a really strong start to 2019 yesterday, listen to that interview, quite clearly we know, and listen to Maverick there's still quite a lot of work to do for Yamaha. I guess you could argue though that the base was pretty low after a very, very difficult season last year. Just the one winner.
It's going well. It's going well because all the updates they brought here, it looks like that they are working, especially put it together, are making a quite good package. As you know, the riders are always looking for something more, but as the first test after November, I think we made an interesting step in terms of speed, in terms of pace, in terms of the speed with the used tire. And anyway, we are just at the first test, but the first feelings are positive.
Mark, please tell us about your day 2 at Sepang.
So yeah, today we work again more or less in the same way like yesterday. We try a few new things, the most important ones, and yeah, I started the day not bad. I feel okay, but then immediately my energy start to go down, and yeah, we stopped because the shoulder were getting worse and worse. Yesterday was okay, the feeling, but today getting worse, and then we stopped to be ready for tomorrow. But yeah, today I feel more that I need more physical training, and especially on the shoulder. About physical is not so bad, but yeah, but we try a few things that is important.
Yesterday you said, although it wasn't ideal, you had to adapt your riding style to suit with the weakness and pain in the shoulder. Can you tell the listeners a little bit what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I cannot ride like I want. I cannot. I need to in the break point. Normally, I'm a guy that I'm braking in the break point. I brake very deep, very late, and I'm not riding like this now. I need to brake earlier, especially in the left corners. But yeah, then on the change directions, normally I'm quite aggressive. Now I need to be very, very smooth, and yeah, try to find the time in another place. But yeah, I started the day, like I say, with a good energy, but then immediately I start to drop because I saw that I was not ready, and yeah, it's better to be like 3-4 tenths slower than your pace and try the things.
If there was one area on the bike you'd like to improve before Qatar, what would it be?
Yeah, we are working on the area of exit corner, and also entries. We had a small problem during all the year last year and this year, and we are trying to work there to understand. It's difficult to understand in this circuit sometimes because the high temperature, but then especially the exit of the corner, if you try to find the grid, the drive, then the acceleration is much better.
He's accepted that he won't be close to full fitness for the first race at Qatar. What he's got his eyes on now is the Argentinian Grand Prix, which is the second race of the year, and that is at the end of March. And he basically just pinpointed that as when he'll be returning to full fitness, and he'll be able to attack as we normally see Marquez do. So yeah, a little bit of concern, but I think overall he has the long game in mind, and he's going to be 26 soon. I think he'll know basically that yeah, that basically it's a long game, 19 race season, many races to play.
Well, talking about Marc Marquez and injuries, that's the perfect time.
Very, very happy because I ride again on the bike, and it was a long winter for me. But on the other hand, I expect to be better than what I am. I mean, I'm riding, but still I need a lot of job to do, a lot of work because still I don't have power, and then yeah, for 1 lap, 2 laps, okay, but to be there all the time, all day, constant is quite difficult. For that reason, we stopped very early today.
It's difficult because, you know, this time of the year is when you want to be doing the most training. You want to be trying to prepare yourself as much as possible, and then through the season you more or less want to try and maintain your performance, your physical feeling. So to start it already not at the peak performance is not ideal, you know, and also to get not the best feeling with the bike and everything like that in the first couple of tests is also not easy.
Depend of the rider. Maybe for some riders it's even positive, no? Because less pressure, they make better. Then I don't know. For me, it doesn't affect good and bad. Just say, you know, my possibilities and go for it 100%.
It's the worst thing, the worst feeling, because it's where you test yourself, and after a long stop, you test yourself against your enemies, you know, the other rivals, the other riders, and you always try to be in your best level, but in that moment you cannot do it, and you feel like in disadvantage.
If you ask me in the middle of the year what I predicted for 2019, it was to try and challenge for the top 3 in the championship. Now, obviously, I have to change the expectation a little because I am already 3 months late in preparation. I missed a month on the bike. The preparation, obviously, as you know, has took me the 3 months to be able to get where I am, where I can walk.
The linear in the winter that they've already found more horsepower. Marc Marquez saying yesterday that the new engine, well, it's given him better torque, more manageable power. Here is some footage from earlier on today, actually in Malaysia. You see those aerodynamic winglets on the front of Marquez's bike. There's that new carbon seat unit, not quite the aero seat unit that the Ducati shootout. Here is confirmation then on your screens of that stunning late charge from the Top Gun, Maverick Vinales, top of the timesheets on day 2 over in Malaysia. 1:58.897, the first sub 1:59 lap we've seen of the week in Sepang. Alex Rins in second place, ahead of Jack Miller and Andrea Dovizioso on the 2 Ducati GP19s. Cal Crutchlow 5th despite a crash at turn 5. Marc Marquez seriously limiting his time on track again today. He was inside the top 10 alongside Rossi, Rabat, Petrucci and Taka Nakagami, impressing again on the year-old Honda RC213V. Light at the end of the tunnel for Johan Zarco on the KTM as well. He's up into 11th place, ahead of Pekka Bagnaia. A late Espargaro who did a full race simulation on the factory Aprilia early on. He was in 11th place. 18th Andrea Iannone ahead of KTM test rider Mika Kallio. Joan Mir, it's been a steady start to 2019 for the former Moto3 world champion. He's there in 21st. Carol Abraham on the second of the Reale Avinci Ducatis, 23rd. Hafiz Syrin, the Malaysian on home territory, finding life on that Rebel KTM. A little bit challenging right now. He's there in 26th place, ahead of the Suzuki test rider Takuya Tsuda. No time set for Bradley Smith. So here we go, this is Marquez then, winding up the power, up to 6th gear, down the start-finish straight. Now this is one of the areas where he said he's really struggling with that recovering left shoulder. Hard on the brakes into this very tricky tight first corner. Right here, of course, in the race in October where Valentino Rossi crashed out in front of Marquez. We were all denied, fans around the world denied that fantastic showdown, the rematch in many respects from 2015, through this sweeping, beautiful, long, fast turn number 3, then hard back on the brakes, A little bit of a head shake. That'll be troubling his left shoulder as well. Into turn 4. We'll be coming this blind downhill entry into turn 5. This is where Cal Crutchlow took a tumble earlier on today. Again, Marquez saying yesterday, turns 5 in this fast change direction from 5, flip-flop over to turn 6. This is where he was really struggling with that damage or recovering left shoulder. And the infield section of this fast and wide Sepang International Circuit, on the gas and then hard down on the brakes, the slowest corner, this tight hairpin, turn number 9. This is where Marquez was really suffering in the braking zone. He said Alex Rins followed him yesterday, and even Alex Rins said he was braking much later than usual. The double right-hander turns 10 and then turn 11, and then that brings us on to turn 12, another long downhill, tricky to negotiate left-hander. This was where Marquez again said the main problem, the change of direction with that recovering left shoulder, was turns 9 and 12. He's going to get a bit of a respite here now as he comes into turn 14, the right-hander, and brings you on to the back straight. All the way up to top gear, flat out in 6th gear, using that upgraded Honda engine, then back down 4 gears all the way to this very tricky favourite overtaking points of Sepang. Turn 16, the final corner. Great on-board lap of Marc Marquez. It was pretty fast, wasn't it, when he's riding at what, 70% of his physical best. Imagine what it's like when a Marc Marquez who's 100% physically fit is capable of lapping around the Sepang International Circuit. So
another impressive day. We knew you were ready for this last year, and constantly improving, but also is the machine improved?
Yeah, thank you. Today also was a very productive day. We try different things, no? A new fairing, some electronic. We work a little bit on the electronic area, and was good. As you can see, the race pace, no, the rhythm was very good. Also with race distance tires, we did 2:00.0, so I'm quite happy.
If there was one thing you'd like to improve on the bike between here and Qatar, what would it be?
Well, we need to confirm a lot of things, no? We try a lot of things that now the engineers. I give my opinion, no, but they also need to give her opinion, no. But I think if it's possible to improve in some places, maybe on the stability on brakes, I would like to improve something.
Okay. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, thanks to
Dovi, from the outside, it looks like the test in Sepang is going to plan.
Yes, I'm happy about today. We work, I think, in a right way to be at the test, because it's the first test after the break, and it's important to take the rhythm, to work already in some details, like the race. We did with Danilo a good simulation. I mean, we did 10 laps and 10 laps with the same tires, and we tried to simulate the race condition, and I think it's the best way to test. This is really good. Every time when you make this kind of test, the feedback are more clear and important than when you're doing a lot of exit with 4 or 5 laps. So it was good. The speed was really good, but you know, the condition I think was better than the race. But we are working for the season in a small details. Our base is good. We didn't have something big to compare about the new bike, so we are working in some details to be a bit better.
Is there anything left to improve before Qatar?
There is always a lot of things we'll be able to improve. Still, I'm not happy 100%. I think we are working in a right way, in a good way. The feeling is good, but you know the competitors are really strong, so it's never enough.
Thank you, Andrea.
Carl, well, first of all, how was that crash? How are you feeling physically? And how was the work today?
Yeah, thanks for your first question of how's the crash. Typical. I loved it. I enjoyed it. What do you want me to say?
No, how is the leg? I mean, you're feeling good after it?
Yeah, I feel okay. I lifted the leg in the air, and when I went into the gravel, luckily I didn't hit the leg. So, yeah, you didn't ask me, you know, did you have a good day or anything like that? So, yeah, we had a good day. I was pleased. The team did well, and now we are looking forward to looking at the data of the new bike and progressing tomorrow.
Sorry, Gal, to don't ask you if you had a good day firstly, but yesterday you said to Simon that you couldn't tell a lot of new things about the new bike, that you didn't speak with the HR's engineers yet. What can you tell us about the new bike? Which areas do you think that it improved the most?
I think the whole package is good. I think that they've worked very well with the bike in the winter. I don't have a great feeling with the bike in the moment, to be honest. But I think the package is going to be potentially better. It's just I haven't set the bike up to the way that I like in the moment. So my feeling actually on the bike is a little worse than last year. But that doesn't mean the bike is worse at all, because I think it's going to be stronger in the end. I just need to adjust the setting to my style and the way that I want it, or the way that it needs to be. But overall, we're happy. We're happy with the engine performance, that is sure, and we're looking forward to continuing the test program tomorrow and then on to Qatar.
Thank you, Gal.
Cheers.
Aleix, you did a long run with a lot of good laps at the beginning. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been the positive thing of the day. I've been able to do a long run to test the bike, to see the fuel consumption, the tire consumption, full distance, 20 laps, and overall we have to say that normally during this test the grip level is higher than in the race weekend, but anyway it was about 3.5 seconds faster than Mark's victory on last October, sorry. So quite happy. The first part of the race was quite fast in 2:00, so I'm pleased about the pace, but we have to improve a lot at one single lap.
Can you give us an idea of positives and negatives from today?
Positive is that we reconfirm that this bike is similar to 2017 bike in terms of stability in a long distance, in a race. The grip is not bad when the tires drop, and negative is that we have to improve more. We have to improve at one single lap, and we have to our potential have to be higher. We have to try new things that we don't have yet.
Thank you, Aleix.
Danilo, we saw you doing 2 long runs with your teammate. How was this race simulation?
Very good, very good. Difficult because was the race time between 3 and 4 o'clock, and we already planned yesterday to do it. And really, in reality, 2 weeks ago at home, we decided to do it today. But was very important because we understood many things, and I'm happy because especially the second part, I was in front and with the used tire, and we finished with very good lap times. Maybe not enough for win the race. I don't know for the podium, but for sure better than last year, and especially better than yesterday because we struggled a lot during the middle part of the day, when the temperature is really hot. But I think for both of us, was very important and useful because we introduce a different way of working. Like a teammate, like the word, and I'm happy about the today. This morning we haven't used any tire for time attack, so tomorrow maybe we are a little bit faster, even on the classification. But we have been very focused on 2 long run, and I think for today we are very happy.
this new teammates strategy that you just mentioned, Danilo. Can you tell us more in details in which consists?
At the moment, I think I have more things to learn compared to Dovi. I think in this moment I can let's say learn much more than him, following him. I mean, was important for me understand the lines, understand the way to use the bike, and for him the second part when I was in front was useful for tire temperature, for see the bike from the rear, for see what are the weak point of the bike. Then when the race are coming, I have the number 9, he got the number 4, and we are two competitors. But till the first race, I think it's very useful for both of us working together for understand things that in the past you never work with your teammate. And check every corner for seeing I go into the corner before you are better on the exit, so let's work on that corner. We have to keep, for sure we have no secret, but then when the race has arrived, we are to challenger like everyone.
Thanks, Paul. We were saying on the show yesterday how impressive it is what KTM have brought here to test, but it looks like you've been doing most of the testing. Is the bike getting better?
Yeah, sure. Is the bike getting better? That's 100%. I mean, even if what we test is not on the thing that we are looking for, it's a good test anyway. So, you know, a lot of things tested. By the end, I was a little bit overloaded, a little bit, yeah, I couldn't differentiate so much. Plus this hot is super hard. We need to make a lot of laps. We did 67 today, plus the 60 of yesterday. I mean, the crash in the morning straight away, it doesn't help as well. So, you know, today was difficult. We tried many things. I think tomorrow is going to be the day to be more relaxed, to focus on maybe to do one lap or maybe to do a good rhythm, but not changing so much things, just focusing on one bike. So, you know, this is a test and we need to work a lot, and sometimes it happens.
Can you tell us the areas you're trying to improve on the bike?
I mean, a little bit everything. Coming in the rear grip, it was my main concern, that we are struggling a little, but then when we improve the rear, we have some problems in the front, with the rear pushing the front, on the electronics as well, aerodynamics, new winglets. I mean, a lot of fairings, you know, and stuff on the swing arm, but yeah, a lot of things. And I think we touch all the parts of the bike, including the chassis. So yeah, it's good to have it, and it's good to try. But yeah, after 4 days, it's tough to be competitive still.
Thank you, Paul. Good luck tomorrow. Joan, it looks like the field with the KTM is improving. Tell us about your day.
Pretty happy. From the morning I could start quite fast, and I did bigger improvement than what I expect. And then with warm condition we were working on both used tires and try to find things as we want to work. And I would say in the afternoon was not easy to say clear comments, but something I feel that I have to work on the bike and get used to some setup we did. And then in the last set of new tire we could put on the last 10 minutes, another step to go under the 2 minutes. So it's just giving me the smile, you know. It's kind of like of a wall, these 2 minutes. When you are a little bit under, it gives really a big step of not motivation but of happiness. It's really better improvement than what I expect. Keep pushing in that way. We will see tomorrow if we can improve, and see also how I can manage the bike for many laps.
What was the area you improved today, and what are you going to focus on tomorrow?
So
the entry of the corner was my weak point, and now since a few days we are in Malaysia, I could improve this feeling, and then I was still fighting into the corner to really make turn the bike, and I think we also got a better feeling inside the corner, and it really helped me to make a step with the new tire.
Thank you, John.
You guys have a lot of work, a lot of things to test. How are your impressions so far?
Now not so much left. We have tried a lot of things today. I'm tired because well, it was a really tough and really hard day for me. We were working a lot on the new bike, seeing what the good things, the bad things, trying a lot of things, and well, tomorrow we have. I'm quite happy about today because we have the way that we have to take, and this is really the most important thing. For tomorrow, I hope to continue in this line, hopefully to make a time attack to see what is going on, what happened, and that's it.
Have you tried the new fairing, and which is your feedback so far?
Yeah, we have tried. I like it. I like it, but well, now we have to compare on the data and everything.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you.
Valentino, which are your thoughts on this day 2 in Sepang?
We continue to work because we have some other items to improve, and also today was not so bad because we found something that improved the performance, and we make I think a good job. And at the end, I was always my pace was always quite strong. Yeah, so it's a quite positive second day, and we still have something tomorrow. So we will try to continue to work, and we will see our situation at the end of the 3 days.
Can you tell us more details about this thing that you said that you improved?
We try to. So we have some small things in all the areas. So electronic, engine, chassis. Always for try to improve the grip, and for try to have a good feeling with the used tire. And well, for me, we work well.
Yesterday, Valentino, you were quite pleased about the engine performance. I'm not sure if Maverick is as confident as you. Are you pulling the Yamaha engineers in different directions? Are you going with the same direction as your teammate? What are your thoughts on that?
But from what I know, we are on the same direction, and looking at the lap time, I think that Maverick feel quite good with the bike because he do the lap record. So also this for us is important because it means that the bike have a good potential.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Jaume and thanks to Valentino Rossi, last but certainly not least on today's After the Flag. Well, we've got almost time for today here in Barcelona. My thanks, as always, to Neil Morrison. Neil, we'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks again to all of our production crew here in Barcelona. Thanks to Simon Crafer and Jaume Busquet and all the team on site in Kuala Lumpur as well. We'll catch up with them as well tomorrow. We're back live on air tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. local time in Barcelona. Don't forget, live and exclusive at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, Jorge Lorenzo will be joining us for an exclusive interview. But today from Malaysia, Top Gun Maverick was top of the pile in Sepang. We'll see you for more MotoGP action from Malaysia tomorrow.